Hi everyone, welcome to today's angel reading, or new moon angel reading, because we've got a new moon tomorrow. I'm going to wait for a few people to join me before I start. Hi Angel Awakenings, hi Design Hair Salon, thank you for joining. Welcome to today's reading. If you don't know me, I'm Antje Roggemann. I'm a medium and a channel, and I do healing sessions and Reiki attunements, and that's my focus. But today I do a reading for all of us. Hi Lina Lucy, thank you for joining. So tomorrow we have a new moon in Aquarius. Yay! I'm Aquarius rising, so for me that's great. Lovely energy. So, let's ask the angels what they want us all to know for this week and see what guidance comes up. Interesting. I think this is the third time this card comes up in the past 3 weeks. Yeah, of course, because we're in Aquarius season. Companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. That's really interesting because it came up as the first card 2 weeks ago in the full moon reading. It came up last week at the beginning of the week when I pulled a card, and today as well. But Aquarius season, Aquarius is about the collective. And companionship is giving your presence to someone else as a gift. That can be your friends, your family. In my case, for me, this card is always a reference to working with clients and with my Reiki students and attuning them to Reiki. Because when I do that, I give my complete presence to one person for an hour or more. So the question is, who can you give your presence to as a gift today, tomorrow, this week? Your family, your friends, your community, or maybe your clients too. I mean, maybe you are self-employed and you also work with clients, and this could also be a message for you to spend time with your clients and help them. Really interesting. So this is obviously a message for Aquarius season. Thank you everyone for joining, because it's the third week in a row that this card comes up as guidance. Thank you everyone for joining. If you don't know me, I'm Antje Roggemann. I'm a medium and a channel. I focus on healing sessions and Reiki attunements. But at the beginning of the week, I like to do a reading and ask the angels what they want us to know as guidance. So let's ask that question again. Now we're getting 2 cards. Let's see. Thank you everyone for joining. Hi Marcella, hi Namala. Yay. Very fitting for the new moon and everything that's happening right now. Liberation and change. Liberation. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they are you. Yeah, meditate, mind control. And change is always happening, and the ego can't control anything. And that's something we need to learn. And actually, mind training, meditation helps to accept that and to help the ego. I always say to my clients, your ego needs to move into the backseat of your life and not having the driver's seat, because the driver's seat is reserved for the soul and for the guidance from the angels and not for the ego. But to get there, you need to learn to let go and release and stop attaching like the ego does. And then you just know that doubts and fears are still coming up because we are thinking 80,000 thoughts a day, which are mostly not ours. They're just flying around the ethers. And the remedy basically is to not engage in them and not attach to them. And just know that certain fears and doubts will come over and over and over again, even though you've already learned and experienced that they're not coming true, because fears are illusions of the mind. And it's important to be in the present moment. I've just pulled that card this morning. Also, if you want a really nice, easy way to engage or learn about these topics, I've just reread the Dalai Lama's Cat series, which is now 5 books by David Michie. And I've also just started, I've just read The Magician of Lhasa, and the second book is The Secret Mantra, which I haven't read yet. But in these books, it's easy to read stories, and you learn about the mind, because Buddhism isn't a religion, it's the science of the mind. And you learn meditations from the Dalai Lama's cat. So that's a really easy to digest way to learn a bit. And I can really recommend that because I've just been reading it again, and it's really nice. It's both novel. The first one, Dalai Lama's Cat series, is novels. The Magician of Lhasa is kind of thriller-like, but spiritual thriller, and that's the really interesting thing. So I can really recommend that. Learning about mind, meditation, Buddhism in easy to digest way with stories around. What else? Okay. So these cards are not oracle cards that I'm pulling from now. Those are the cards that I'm working with in healing sessions. They are energized by archangels and ascended masters, and they work in your energy field to release what needs to be released. And we do have Valeuel, which is an archangel. I agree with everything that is. Yeah. That's the topic of acceptance. Because the mind tends to go into resistance when it's attached to something and doesn't get what it wants. But when you're attached to something, you won't get it because you're blocking it. So again, it's about letting go. And the easiest way, or one easy way to do that, is actually to use acceptance, the word, as a mantra. And just say it out loud several times, because what then happens is, the next thing is, when you say acceptance, you breathe out. Acceptance. Acceptance. And that means you release the tension, because resistance is tension. And blocks the flow of energy and blocks new energy coming in, also blocks guidance from coming in. What you also can do is ask the angels or your higher self, when you have a certain topic that you can deal with, or that you have a hard time dealing with, like, I don't know, maybe it's money, maybe it's a friend you have trouble with, or maybe it's a separation you have trouble accepting. You can ask, how many parts of me are still in resistance to accepting this, whatever this is? And then just either let a number come, or you take your hands, I'll show you, and assign each finger a percentage. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then you ask, how many parts of me are still in resistance to XYZ? And then you breathe out, relax, and look at your hands. Which finger are you drawn to? And which percentage was that? So in my case, XYZ example, it would be 80%. And that's not uncommon to have such a high number if you've never done this before. So 80% of you might still be in resistance to a separation or anything else you've asked about. What you do now, you close your eyes, go into meditation and ask those 80% of you to come to you. And then you do the same. It's a process of acceptance. You tell them that you love them. You tell them that you accept them. You tell them that you forgive them. And then you take them as if you have them in your hands. Imagine God standing in front of you, or angels, archangels, ascended masters, and you hand them over. God is actually the best thing. And then hand them over and really see God take this away and go away with them. And you just step back and breathe out. And you've let go the parts that were resistant to whatever you've asked about. And what that does is a shift can happen because you've released the resistant parts of you. And if you need any kind of help with releasing anything, you can work with me and the angel symbols. I'm a clearing medium. My energy field will bring up everything that needs to come up in your body and in your energy field and help release it, because my energy field just does release that. And they do that too, but they also show you the topics behind that, because anything that's happening in your life, in your body, in your relationships, in your business or job, is always teaching you something. Healing is a process of learning and growing. It's not just about making symptoms go away. That's not it. Symptoms go away on their own when they've taught you what you needed to learn to change your life so that they don't need to appear anymore. I've also been guided to use another card deck today, which is interesting. So let's see what this one has to say. Interesting. This is Archangel Zadkiel. So interesting, because this message is coming up again and again as well. Archangel Zadkiel helps with big transitions and transformations. And I've been teaching several clients in the past weeks. I've even posted it in my feed, I think last week, another Archangel Zadkiel card. Zadkiel is asking every one of us to work with him every day and to ask him to release any karma, pain, trauma, fear from all the people in your country, in your community, in the world, so that what needs to be released can be released and make space for new energies and new ideas to come in. Because we are in a process of release, and everything that you see outside happening right now is not here to stay. It's actually just coming up to be released. And you can support that process by asking Archangel Zadkiel every day to do this, to release what needs to be released from the people, from their energy fields, from their bodies, from the earth, from your country, your community, and the government. So I'm also going to look up something else, because these cards always have a mantra that we can chant. And I'm going to check what that is. Okay, so this one is about calling on your own personal unicorn. And the chant, and you look at this symbol and then you chant. And the mantra here is Ha, and you imagine that you chant it through the heart chakra, and then you look at this and imagine your own personal unicorn coming up. So we're gonna do this for a moment. Okay, I'm being told to pull one more card. Thank you everyone for joining. If you want to work with me, you find all the information on my website. The link is in my bio. For everyone who is watching this on YouTube later, please subscribe and share. And all the information is down in the show notes. Last card. Extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Yes, every one of us is unique. Don't compare yourself with others. Doesn't work. You've been taught that in society, but it's not true. You are unique. And you need to find your own path. That's why I teach to work with your own guidance. That's why the angels, archangels, ascended masters have started to emphasize the importance of Reiki. Because what you do with Reiki is you become a channel for healing energy. And not just for healing energy, because when you train becoming a channel, you do what the first cards, the cards about liberation and change, said, because you move the ego away and connect to higher guidance, to God, source energy, and move that through you. And by doing so, you become a channel, not just for the energy, but also for new ideas, new ways of treatment, new relationships, new finances, new home, whatever. Everything can be channeled through you, through your guidance. And what you receive is only going to come through you, not through anyone else. And that also gives you a responsibility to actually connect with your guidance, your soul, and the angels, to receive your personal guidance and to walk your personal path. And don't try to walk the path of others. If you want to learn Reiki with me, you can do so. Thank you everyone for joining. That was it for today. All the information about learning Reiki with me and doing healing sessions is on my website. It's also in my feed and in my Instagram highlights. And for everyone who's watching this on YouTube, it's in the show notes. Thank you for joining and hope to see you soon. Bye.